Este traje es importante. No solo protege tu cuerpo, protege el universo.
¿Listo, Capitán Lightyear?
Más listo imposible.
Al infinito.
Hay una infracción en el perímetro. Gracias.
Hey guys, how your day so far?
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Llevemos a todos a casa. ¡Despega, despega!
¿Necesita mi ayuda?
¡Negativo!
¿Estás seguro?
¡Soy Buzz Lightyear! ¡Siempre estoy seguro! ¡Ay, no!
Tell us, how is the Pixar way of working this opportunity? How many, times do you need to redo the script to keep one thing and then rechange everything and then keep one little thing and then change everything all the time? So how was that process?
Yeah, so we did we put the full movie up 8 times. We experimented with a lot of different things. And because once you put a movie up, you can change things and see how things react. And so I'm very confident we came up with the best version of the movie we ended up with. But, there's a lot of trial and error. And it's that way on every movie. The challenge is finding a way to not lose the good ideas, because the good ideas will float by you and you need to reach out and grab them. And sometimes you'll get rid of the good ideas because of something else that gets changed. And then you have to go, wait a minute, no, now we can try that old idea we loved, because now the thing that was stopping us from using it is gone.
Yeah.
And so that's some of the challenge when you're working on a film as long as we are. But as far as the particulars of the process, we're pretty familiar with it, and it's kind of what we're most comfortable with, and it's kind of how you have to work, I would say.
It's amazing how the dedication of every single aspect is there. So visually, I love it. It's like, in some moments it's like photorealistic, like looks like a real place, of course playing with the fantasy of this fantasy world. So how do you feel the changing of the evolution of the technology to bring you the tools to create this world?
Right. There's no way we could have made this movie, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. The technology has come so far in terms of being able to do visual effects, in terms of, cloth and hair simulation, and just the complexity, the visual complexity on the screen is beyond what we could have done. So this really is sort of the sweet spot for being able to tell this kind of film in terms of the technology.
I remember a few years ago was like, the main challenge was, for example, digital fire was a nightmare, now it's perfect. Digital water was a nightmare, now it's perfect. So in this movie, which element was the nightmare?
COVID. I don't think we had a technical nightmare other than COVID and figuring out how to do all of these really hard things while sitting in your dining room.
Yeah.
¿Nos vamos a estrellar?
¡No! Bueno, sí, algo así.
Eso fue muy aterrador y me arrepiento de haberte acompañado.
I love the relationship with the girls. I'm part of the community, so I feel the it's so natural, so beautiful, so nice. So in some moment, do you doubt, or what's some scary point of view of how far can you go, all those elements?
Well, the storyline, Alicia and our wife was really something that was always in the movie, and we were always really excited about. The biggest stress for me was getting it right, and having fortunately, we have a lot of queer representation in the crew, and it was carefully monitored to get it right, as was really important to Galen and I, both in storytelling and in execution. And so that was something that was I think my biggest concern was making it feel respectful and accurate. So that's I'm glad to hear that. That means a lot. But I'm really proud of that moment.
Yes, and it feels natural. It doesn't feel like, force or something.
Yeah.
It's not belong. It's like just there.
It just is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was always our goal. It needs to be part of the movie.
Can we expect the beginning of a franchise with this movie? Is possible?
Well, I suppose if it's successful, we could think about it. But we just hope our film finds an audience in its limited release.
¿Qué es ese ruido? No descompongas a mi gato.
Está ronroneando. ¿Le gusta?
Sox, ¿eso te gusta?
Me gusta.
Ah.
Wait, can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Did Encanto ruin your life?
Sorry?
Is everybody going around singing your name now? Didn't content make your life miserable?
All the time. I got two things. It's like
Yeah.
silencio,
Luca.
Bruno, all the time.
Yeah. Luca. Yeah.
And we don't talk about Bruno all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, you know, Limanuel asked me for forgiveness. He said, "I'm sorry." No, it's totally okay now.
That's great.
Awesome.